boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. E3 2019 is about to begin. Sure, Sony's not gonna be here, but that doesn't mean the other conferences can't be great either way, especially Microsoft. With their biggest competitor not being here this year, this gives them the ultimate advantage to deliver the best conference ever, since all eyes are on them this year. Woo! This is gonna be so good. I can just feel it. What the hell was that? That was E3 2019? Huh? That was garbage! What the hell were they thinking? Yeah, it's time for a new video because boy, oh boy, I am pissed. Hey, welcome to the brand new My Thoughts on E3 2019. Wow, this was a really bad E3. I thought that E3 2017 was awful, but this year's E3, oh no, this one easily takes the cake. But regardless of its quality, there's plenty of things from this year's E3 that actually caught my interest. And those things I will be talking about in today's video. So with that being said, let's get into it. So starting this My Thoughts off with the only game from EA Play that actually interested me, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, a game that is currently being made by Respawn Entertainment. In other words, the team that made Titanfall 1 and 2, and the only decent Battle Royale game in existence. And then we finally got the gameplay at EA Play. And it's not terrible looking, but it's not amazing looking either. It's, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, here we go. It's very mediocre looking. Respawn, was your heart just not into making this game? Because if so, then it's very obvious. Because this gameplay that you showed is some of the most bland looking shit I've ever seen. At least from a Star Wars game. The combat isn't all that impressive, the main character isn't that interesting, yet for some reason the new trailer that was shown off at Xbox's conference managed to have footage that was far more interesting looking than the gameplay that was shown at this livestream. As of now, this game, it's looking really iffy to say the least. So moving on to the Xbox conference, it opens up with a brand new trailer for The Outer Worlds, which is confirmed to be releasing October 25th. The same day that Modern Warfare is releasing. Now, one thing I noticed about this game is that, yes, while we did get a new trailer, that was all we got, aside from the release date. Not any more gameplay shown, just a trailer. Which seems to be a very consistent trend throughout this entire E3, not showing actual gameplay of the games people are interested in, just trailers themselves. Now, this may come as a surprise to all of you, but Ori and the Will of the Wisps does not look bad at all, especially after how surprisingly good Ori and the Blind Forest was. And this game is releasing in February of 2020, a year in which many games shown off today are releasing, or to be more specific, early 2020. So there's that. Next up, we get a brand new trailer for Cyberpunk 2077, featuring Keanu Reeves. And he came up on stage to talk about the game, and it was absolutely the best moment in Xbox E3 history. It is only downhill from here, and nothing can ever be better than this. Also, it's releasing on April 16th of 2020. Now, why they decided to not have this game release on April 20th, 2020, to me is absolutely ridiculous, but this is CD Projekt Red, so I'll let it slide for now. Next up, they talked a little bit about Xbox Game Pass. In other words, that really successful subscription service which allows you access to at least 100 games for only $10 a month, which is actually a really good deal. And have announced Ultimate Game Pass, which gives you the access to Game Pass on PC, Xbox, and Xbox Live, all for $14.99. And currently there's a beta going on, and as of now, it's still only $1 to get this. Now, I don't know about you, but this is extremely tempting. This is quite the steal. Very good job on Microsoft's part. They know what they're doing this generation. Which is really crazy to say considering just how terrible they were doing 6 years back when Don Matrick was still in charge. Boy, that's some incredible character development. Now, a game that I don't really see anybody talking about is this game called 12 Minutes, which seems to deal with this concept of looping every 12 minutes. We're not really sure what exactly the plot's about, but it seems to be this story about this guy and his wife involved with something, maybe some sort of murder, and you must deal with events changing and looping every 12 minutes. I don't know, but it's really intriguing. and I think more people should be talking about it because this game looks to have a lot of potential as of now. Next up, they showed this really bizarre looking trailer for Gears of War 5. And that was it, and I'm very concerned. And the reason why is because this is Microsoft's next really big AAA title. It's releasing in 3 months, September 10th, and all they had to show was a story trailer. No single player gameplay, no multiplayer gameplay, no announcement of an upcoming beta for the multiplayer, and whatever gameplay they had to show for the brand new really basic and boring looking Horde mode was shown after the conference had ended. They even built a set for this game under the stage of the conference, but didn't show any gameplay within the conference itself. Again, this game is releasing in 3 months, and they don't have shit to show for it. Even though last E3, they had no issue showing off a single-player gameplay demo. Or at least had a trailer with some gameplay in it, but no full-on single-player gameplay demo at the very least. Again, it's only 3 months away from release. That's extremely concerning and is giving off some major red flags, but let's just hope for the best. They also showed off a brand new Xbox Elite controller. It costs $180. That's probably a lot of money for the majority of you watching this. But there's a reason as to why. Multiple reasons, actually. And they're understandable. For one, it has USB-C. Thank God. You can connect this to anything. That is wonderful. It also comes with a rechargeable battery with up to 40 hours of battery life on it. Instead of still having a regular battery pack released with this controller, like Microsoft has had up to this point, instead, they're giving along with it a rechargeable battery. That's mind-blowing. You can also tune the thumbsticks to your liking so that the game that you're playing is more accurate for you personally. You can have different profiles for different saves for the games that you're playing. It has rubber grips and is also Bluetooth compatible. Wow, that's quite the deal, even though it's nearly $200. But I'm not mad. Don't worry, I'm not angry. I'm just hard. Next up, Microsoft revealed their brand new upcoming streaming service, since that's what everyone is doing nowadays, xCloud, which allows streaming everywhere. Yeah, I'm sure that the many people in the world who still have really shitty internet are so excited for this. They also talked about the specs for the upcoming next-generation Xbox, currently codenamed Project Scarlet. For one, it has Zen 2 from AMD. It also has GDDR6. It also allows games to run up to 120 frame rates per second. Allows games to run at 8K, even though that doesn't mean native, just upscaled. Next generation ray tracing, and finally uses its solid state drive as virtual RAM. This is one pretty powerful sounding console so far. Now the question is, how much are games going to be utilizing this technology that this console is going to have? I don't expect many to, at least for the first half of this generation, but probably nearing the end of it. But one game that'll probably be making use of it right at the start of the generation is this really niche game that you probably haven't heard of before. It's called Halo Infinite, I think? I'm not sure. I may need to check my notes. Yeah, it's Halo Infinite. And they decided to show off this really beautiful looking story trailer. And that was it, and then the conference was over. They didn't show any form of gameplay for the game. They didn't mention any sort of release dates for the Reach flight test or Reach's release on PC. Just this trailer. And that was it. Again, no gameplay, just the trailer. But it is launching alongside this next generation Xbox, holiday 2020, just like many people predicted, only adding to the comparisons that it already has with Halo Combat Evolved. So let's hope that this game is as good as Combat Evolved, because we all know that this game desperately needs it now more than ever. And Master Chief's beautiful looking armor isn't gonna save it. My god, just look at that armor. Jesus, that is one thick looking boy. On second thought, hold up. They did reveal some details for Master Chief Collection on PC after the conference had ended, on a blog. That being that each MCC game is going to be $10 each to purchase, with ODST being $5 since it's campaign only. Once again, not talked about at the conference itself. But that was all the shit that interested me at Microsoft's conference. No gameplay at all, just this and some other things that were really boring and a slog to get through. Now when it comes to Bethesda, I think it's an understatement to say that their reputation isn't exactly in a good spot at the moment. After how Fallout 76 turned out, including the controversies that followed after the game's release, it's pretty safe to say that Bethesda needs to win the community's trust back. And how do they do that, you may be wondering? Well, they do it by opening up their press conference, apologizing for Fallout 76. Isn't that just adorable? So they announced that this game is going to have 2 brand new free updates. The first one being is that this game is going to have some actual basic RPG mechanics. A Fallout game with RPG mechanics. Oh my god! That's incredible! That's mind-blowing! Bethesda! That's beautiful! You did your job! Oh my god. I would kiss you if I could. And then the second update is that it's gonna have a brand new Battle Royale game mode. And just like that, whatever interest I had in this game, especially with it being free for a few days or so, has now gone completely down the toilet, just flushed down all the way to never be seen ever again. I fucking give up. Sorry, Todd Howard, but if you are to become Daddy Howard once again, then you're gonna need to try a hell of a lot harder than that. Now, another game at the Bethesda conference that really caught my interest is a little game called Ghostwire Tokyo. A game that had no gameplay shown, just a trailer. But it was presented by an actual human at E3. This woman is probably the most wholesome thing to ever happen to E3, and we must protect her at all costs. In other words, no lubing, okay? Do not Rule 34 this innocent woman. She did nothing to deserve it. She must be protected. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, another game at the conference that really caught my interest was Deathloop, a game which is currently being made by the developers of the Dishonored series, who as of now have yet to announce a Dishonored 3. I'm not salty. I'm not salty about that at all. This is definitely not another Infamous situation with Sucker Punch. Nope, definitely not. But this game has the concept of looping, killing each other constantly while having time loop. Similar to 12 Minutes that was shown at the Xbox conference. This is a very interesting concept which I hope and think will be well executed because these guys made Dishonored. So I expect that they know what they're doing. And finally, they concluded the conference with Doom Eternal, which had gameplay! Gameplay shown! So much glorious gameplay! My god, this game looks so beautiful! Doom 2016, or more specifically, its soundtrack made me nuts so many times while playing it I will never forget. And it's releasing November 22nd. It also has multiplayer again for some reason. Oh yeah, they also had Wolfenstein Youngblood, I forgot to mention that. It had a brand new trailer. It looks good, hopefully it's good, aside from the controversy because of it having whammons. But yeah, let's hope for the best. But that's all I wanted to talk about when it came to the Bethesda conference. I just have one question. Aside from there being a few new games shown, what exactly was the point of this conference? Also, what the hell was up with the incredibly loud crowd this conference? Like, shut the fuck up. Hello everyone. Today, I'm here to present to all of you my brand new upcoming... Yeah! Thank you. Today, I'm here to present to all of you my upcoming... Oh, yeah! Thank you once again. Now, if you please just let me explain. Today, I'm here to present to all of you my upcoming... Oh, yeah! Oh, yes! Oh, fuck yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, this feels great! I'm so excited! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! It was a complete waste of time, and it was pretty shit overall. There was no reason for it to exist. E3 would have been better without it. Bethesda, if you're gonna have a conference, show more than just maybe a few new games. This was the issue with Sony's E3 2018 conference. They had barely anything new to show. It was just the same shit we've already seen over and over and over again. And that is no different here with Bethesda's 2019 conference. Complete waste of time, moving on. Now, one game that I'm interested in talking about that was shown off at Digital Devolver's beautiful gift of a conference was Carrion. It's this really gory and beautiful looking game where instead of running away from monsters as you usually do in a horror game, this time, you get to play as the horror. And it looks fun as shit. All we know is that it's releasing in early 2020, but it looks like it's gonna be a good time. But until then, there's My Friend Pedro releasing soon enough this month, I believe. That looks like it's gonna be absolutely incredible, so we'll have that until then. So when it comes to the Ubisoft conference, it opens up with a surprising amount of gameplay of the very unexpected Watch Dogs Legion. Definitely not leaked. Complete surprise at this conference. And it looks decent, I guess? From the looks of it, you can control literally any NPC any character at all and add him as a part of your 20-man crew as you hack shit in post-Brexit London. I mean, I hope it's good. Next up, they decided to show off a pretty okay-looking Ghost Recon trailer to build up to the doggo that was shown on stage. Next up, they showed a brand new Rainbow Six game with zombies. So then we get to Square Enix's conference, which right off the bat starts in the most beautiful way possible. Now, I've never really been that much of a Final Fantasy guy, but this game's probably gonna change that. Wow, that's some beautiful looking gameplay. My god, it looks gorgeous, it looks to play beautifully, and I can see why they're splitting it into at least a few different discs because, wow, if the game's gonna have a lot of content like they're saying, and if it's gonna look that pretty, then I completely understand. Oh my god. This game's gonna be fucking incredible. Well, I hope it's gonna be incredible. Because, woo, it looks beautiful. And from that point on, I thought, yeah, Square Enix, they've got this E3 in the bag. They've definitely won it. And then we got to what comes after that. A whole bunch of pointless filler anime shit that I just don't care about. But in between that and Avengers, there were a few highlights. There was a new Dying Light 2 trailer, which is being published by Square Enix. I don't think the first one was. Sure, my apathetic attitude towards the next Rainbow Six Siege, but my interest towards this game may make me sound like a hypocrite, but I have a good reason for that. Rainbow Six was never a zombie series. Dying Light was from the start. Oh yeah, and Dying Light isn't just some fucking stupid-ass horror game. It's a game with parkour and doom buggies. What more else could you want from a zombies game? But yeah, launching spring 2020 and no gameplay shown for it. Outriders is another game that exists. It's being made by the guys that made Gears of War Judgment, that's all you need to know. And then finally, we get to the most anticipated game at the conference, Avengers. This is the game that's been highly anticipated? This is the game that we've been waiting to see? There is no gameplay, just a trailer with some ugly-ass character models, oh my god, and those graphics look like something from the 7th gen. And then, just like Halo, the conference ended. Again, no gameplay. But hey, they gave some details about it at the very least. It's gonna have 4-player co-op, that's pretty cool. Hero customization, as well as new heroes added beyond the game's launch, including new regions added. Oh, no loot boxes or pay to win. And that would sound cool and all if it wasn't for the fact that we don't know what the catch is. Oh, and PlayStation will receive exclusive content, early beta access, and unique benefits, whatever the fuck that means. They also didn't confirm whether or not this game is gonna be a live service. And that was Square Enix. And to finally cap off this terrible, terrible E3 thus far with all these awful and disappointing conferences, we cap things off with Nintendo, which has a surprisingly good conference. Oh my god. Excluding the gods known as Digital Devolver. Why exactly was Nintendo's conference not shit like all the other ones at the C3? Well, for one simple reason. There was actual gameplay shown. And oh my god, there was so much of it. Which is something that applies to all the other brand new games that were shown off, such as a brand new Animal Crossing that a lot of people have been very excited for. Luigi's Mansion 3. A few new Smash characters that everyone's been anticipating, characters that made the entire internet release the biggest nut to ever exist. Resident Evil games on Switch, Witcher 3 on Switch, oh lord. They ended it with an announcement trailer for a sequel to Breath of the Wild, and again, there was a lot of other good shit, which it would take too long to praise Nintendo for all the good things that they did. But oh my god, Nintendo. You showed these fools how it's done. You showed these fools that it's okay to show gameplay at E3 in 2019. But yeah, Nintendo, they won. They murdered that shit. They murked the competition, and that's all that matters. But that doesn't make up for all the other really shit conferences. But that's all I want to say about Nintendo's glorious conference. Let's talk about my thoughts beyond all this in general when it comes to E3 2019. So, what are my overall thoughts on E3 2019? It was awful. At the very least, pretty bad if we're being nice about it. A lot of it, excluding Nintendo, was a complete waste of time and not worth watching at all. But I get it. All these companies, excluding Nintendo since they just released a console 2 years ago, are waiting for the next generation Xbox and PlayStation to release in 2020. So they're waiting for all the good shit to be shown off at E3 2020, leading up to the release of PlayStation 5 and the next-gen Xbox. I totally get it, but that's not an excuse for having barely any gameplay at the majority of these conferences. Microsoft, is it so difficult to just show at least a few minutes of gameplay for something like Gears 5 or Halo Infinite? So, I was just wondering, are you guys actually going to show off gameplay for these upcoming games at this, E3 event? What? You 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 want gameplay for games shown at E3? Yes? Knee slap. Oh. Well, fuck you then, bitch. Oh yeah, and Ubisoft and Bethesda, similar to Microsoft, also have their own streaming services coming up. Something like Uplay Plus, as if anyone cares. Okay, that's neat of you guys. I hope it's better than OnLive. But yeah, E3 2020, hopefully that'll be better. But that's all I have to say when it comes to E3. What did you think of this year's E3? Did you like it, hate it, love it, dislike it? I hope you liked this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Patreon. And that's it. That's the video. I'll see you guys next time. But until then, I'm out.